Hey y'all, so this EP talk is going to be on supplements and, just a little bit about them, specifically protein supplements today. So, a supplement is basically anything that's not coming from the natural food that contains nutrients that's supposed to benefit you, in some sort of way. People take supplements because they might be lacking in that area, whether it's like your vitamins that you're taking or like certain minerals that you feel like you got to take. It can also improve your athletic performance. So like the protein supplements, like the powders and the pre-workout, all that stuff. And then it can also help you lose weight or gain weight. So supplements, they are just that. They supplement your diet. So if you are trying to lose weight, you might want to get like a meal replacement instead of eating an actual meal, because that meal replacement, it has all the nutrients that you truly do need, just less calories than you might when you have a full plate of food in front of you. So like I said, there's many reasons why one might take a supplement, but that's really all that it is. All right, so like I said, specifically, we're talking about protein supplements today. So there are 3 different types of protein supplements. And it really all just depends on the processing of it, how much of it's being stripped down, so it can be more pure or, contain a little bit of other nutrients. The first type that I want to talk about is concentrate. So that contains about 60 to 80% of protein. The other 20%, whatever, is most likely coming from your carbohydrates, most likely coming from fats. So these are the type of supplements that I feel like people have to pay attention to and kind of do a little bit more research on, just because, like I said, it's mostly 60 to 80% of protein. Whatever else, what other percentage there is left, you kind of gotta guess it on yourself, whether it's safe enough, whether it's the right thing that you need to be taking into your body. Always take that into account. I'm not trying to say that these companies are just blatantly lying to you, but you just gotta pay attention and just know what you're putting into your body before you're just listening to a blind or like a false claim. The next type of protein that you can't have when it comes to supplements is isolate. So isolate it does go through more processing than concentrate does, because for isolate, it's about 90 to 95% of protein within that powder itself. So you're only really messing with 5 to 10% of like it coming from elsewhere. And then hydroisolate is absorbed best in the body and muscles. Like I said, it's just a slightly more processed through isolate, and hydro is water. So it's just like a lot of science that puts into place. But those are the 3 different types of proteins: concentrate, isolate, and hydroisolate. So there's a whole bunch of forms of supplements that you could use. You could have protein bars, like I used to like the Met RX protein bars. They're very thick, but it packs a whole bunch of protein, so like 30 grams of whey protein. So I would eat protein bars. They're quick, they're easy, and they are effective. They do their job. Just pay attention to the protein bars that you might find out in the stores. They'll have a whole bunch of protein. They'll say that it has this amount of grams of protein, but you also want to look at the sugars, because a lot of protein bars could just pack on a lot of sugars that is just kind of unnecessary. We don't need all of that. So that's one thing to keep in mind, looking at the other ingredients that they might have. Another form of supplements for protein can be in powder form. So protein powders. I like protein powders because, again, they're easy, it's quick. The ones that I personally get aren't the most expensive. Now, protein powders can be kind of pricey. I haven't really done too much trial and error with too many protein powders, just because I like to get my protein from like meat. I do eat meat. I like to get it from meat. I like to get it from dairy, the natural way, before I get into supplements. But do not get me wrong. a girl used to take supplements, and I am honestly thinking about possibly going back to doing protein powder once I get back into the gym consistently. So there's a few different protein powders, like type of protein powder. So like, there's whey. Now whey protein, it comes from animal products. So that's why some folks choose not to do whey, but I like to use whey because it tastes best with milk. To me, I've tried other forms like of protein powder, like pea powder and like just other plants and even soy. I was not a fan of it. I just think that whey mixes well with milk, and that's how I like to have my shakes. I don't like to mix it with water. I like milk because it adds just a little bit more calories and it tastes better to me, especially when I get the chocolate brand. And also, whey protein powder is very effective, and it's best for gain. So if you're trying to build muscle mass, you should look into whey protein powder, definitely. And another reason why why whey is very important for muscle growth and is beneficial to promote that muscle growth is because it's high in your branched chain amino acid leucine, which is necessary for your muscle growth and muscle recovery. It has to deal with your hormones that leucine is in control of, like their function. So your growth hormone, your insulin hormones, those all play factors with muscle growth. So the more of leucine that you have, the best, especially for muscle gain. Another type of protein powder that there is casein. It is in milk. It's found in milk, but it absorbs a lot slower than whey protein does. And it's really just because of the different interactions that take place in your body when you're digesting these proteins, and it's broken down into their aminos. It is said to help with muscle breakdown because of the slow digestion, and it promotes muscle mass and muscle growth also, just as all proteins do. And just to name a few other types of proteins, like I said, there's plant protein, so you can get it from peas. There's soy, so it's not like, milk-based is how they have soy milk. They have soy protein. It really is up to you what your goals are, what your dietary restrictions are, and how it tastes. A lot of protein powders don't necessarily taste the best, but it's artificial protein. That's why I like to emphasize that if you can get it from your food that you're eating, then do so. Supplements are great, but they should never be used in replace of the food that you should be getting on a day-to-day basis. Just like a little ending note, I would like to say is just coming back to the safety. We should always be like, we should know what's going on in our body, what we're putting into our body. So it's important to understand that supplements are regulated by the FDA as food, not drugs. So that's problematic right there. Because I feel like a lot of supplement companies, they have all these false claims that they're going to do so much for your health. Oh, they're going to drop your blood pressure down this much. It's going to improve your heart health. Is going to help you lose 30 pounds, and therefore you're not going to have a heart attack. And there's a lot of false claims out there, false advertisements, and it's just to draw us consumers in. If I hear, oh, you can gain 20 pounds, oh, you can live to 100, of course I'm going to want to take that supplement. But we all have to always do our research. It's not saying that they out to get us, but you should just always look out for yourself, because not everybody is being as crystal clear and as transparent as they could be. Like I said, whey protein is about 60 to 80% of actual protein. Well, what is the other, percent of that? Where is the other 40? Where is the other 20% of that? Is it carbs? Is it fats? It might say it on the back of the label, but you just always gotta just watch out with that. All in all, I like to use supplements. I've used them in the past. I'm not against using them, but it's always important that you talk to your doctor about these things before you're, taking these supplements in. It's not just protein supplements. It's a whole bunch of supplements. If you go to Walgreens, go to CVS, you see their whole vitamins wall. It got vitamins, it got minerals, so like you might take a melatonin, you might take a vitamin C, all these other supplements. Just remember, you can get these things from your foods, and we should always strive to get it from our foods naturally. But if you feel like you want to take a supplement, always, consult with your doctor, consult with a pharmacist, and make sure you're doing it the right way.